So now let's go to the meeting setting. When you go to the meeting, in your meeting types, you can see the meetings that you have created already. So for instance, I have this meeting which is a video call and it is for 30 minutes, and you can also decide to create another meeting type if you want. So you can decide that you want it to be with just one host, or you can decide to rotate the host. So this one particularly, this round robin is used for training or sales presentation among the users in your Brevo account. You can also decide to use for one particular host if you want, and you can decide to set up the meeting name. You can also set up the communication tool, whichever communication tool you want to use. So you can say video call with Brevo, or you can say video call with Zoom, or and since we are not connected with Zoom, we'll have to make that connection. Or you can say video call with Google Meet, or you can say video call with an external tool, and you can just add the link to the external tool. Or you can say in person. So if it is a physical meeting, you can just add in person. And let's just pick video call with Brevo. So you can name that, and you can also give it a description if you want, and you can change the duration to whatever it is, whether it is 1 hour or 30 minutes, or whatever you want to add. You can show on the main booking page if you want, and you can charge for this meeting and show the price if you want. So let's say that you want to charge for this meeting, you can decide to add that price in here, and you can also check in the currency in your settings page. So after making this adjustment, we are not charging for this, and it's going to ask you when are you available. You can decide to use the default availability, or you can decide to set up your availability yourself. So you can change this to whatever time you are available in, or you can even delete for whatever days you will not be available. You can decide to also add availability and just pick in the days and pick in the time for the availability, and after that you can click on, yeah, after that you can also see the part where you can configure your time slot. So you can also decide to set in the intervals. So you can see you want 30 minutes interval for each meeting. Determine to configure the start time increment. So you can make it every 60 minutes, or you can make it every 30 minutes. And also the break between each meeting, you can make it 30 minutes. So that means if a meeting is booked, then another meeting cannot be booked until 30 minutes after. So you can also send reminders before the meeting, maybe 1 hour or one day before, or you can even add in another reminder if you want, and say you want 1 day and 1 hour. You can delete it if you do not want, and your meeting link, you can adjust this meeting link and just can decide to add that in here, and you can also send a redirection link after the book call. So that means the person booking the call will be redirected to another link, and you can add the link in here. So you can add the link to your website or whatever works for you. You can also decide to record the call, and you can decide to get the recording, or you can get the audio and the video separate if you want, or you can get the audio and the video together if you want. Okay, you can also decide to add questions for your participants, and you can decide to ask them when they fill in the form for the booking. You can decide to ask them whatever question is it you want to ask them before the call, and you can just ask them simple questions like what CRM do you use? You can decide to add another question if you want. When you click on save and the meeting type has been saved, as you can see, this has created the demo presentation booking page in here, and you can click on more. You can edit this if you want, and you can duplicate the page if you want. You can also copy this link if you want, and you can share this link with your contacts so they can book a meeting. And this is how the page is going to look like. So when you go over here and you paste this link in here, you can see your meeting page. So this is your meeting page, and people can be able to book a call at a particular time, and they can choose their time and their date, and you can click on continue, and you can put in their first name and their other information. So we have Ima Glory. So they can also pick in the country they are from. They can choose whatever country it is, and they can add in their phone number. They can add in a note, and they can click on yes, I agree, and they can click on book now. So when they click on book now, this meeting has been booked, and they can see it in. You will be able to see it in your Brevo account, and you are also going to receive a notification when this meeting is booked. And also, the person booking this meeting can also reschedule if they want. They can click on reschedule, and it's going to take them to the page where they can choose a time and in a new time and a new date. So if you go back to your Brevo account, you will be able to see the meeting in here. So when you go to your planned meetings, you'll be able to see all of the meetings that has been planned. For the upcoming meetings, you can see the past meetings, and you can also see the cancelled meeting. This is the new meeting I just booked in now, and it's saying I'm having that meeting in 4 days, and this is the link to the meeting. So when you copy this link, you can share it with the contact, and you can have the call with the contact. So you can also check your past meeting, and you can plan a meeting from here if you want. And you can also see a cancelled meeting, and you can see your page editor. So you can choose whatever profile picture you want to add. You can add in your logo, and you can also add in favicon if you want. And you can click on remove branding. So it's going to remove this annoying branding from Brevo, and that is going to be removed. And you can also decide to choose your page color. So you can decide to choose whatever color works for your brand. And also for the main booking page, you can also decide to edit this link and add in whatever it is you want to add. And after that, you click on save booking, and your booking page has been updated. You can also check in here and change in your availability. So if there are some days you will not be available to have a meeting, and if there are some days you feel that you do not want to have meeting on those days, you can decide to delete those days, and you can delete whichever days you want to you don't want to have meetings on. You can also decide to add in availability and add in the particular days, extra days you want to have those meetings on. You can decide to change the time. You can also decide to change the end time also. And you can also decide to delete them if you want. After you make all of the necessary adjustments, you can click on save availability, and you can also decide to set a date range for when this meeting can be booked. So let's say you want to have a demo presentation in the next 1 month, and after 1 month you do not want to have that demo presentation again. You can say that the start date is now, or whatever hours you want to pick, and you can choose the date and time that this is going to end. So you can say you just want to have this in 6 months, or you just want to have this in 3 months. So this is how far in advance people can book. Okay. So you can save the date range when you're done, and you can also click on your connected calendar, and you can connect your Google Calendar or your Microsoft Outlook calendar. You can also go to your meeting settings and set up your reminders. So you can decide to send an SMS if you want. You can let Brevo send an SMS for reminders, and you can click on save setting, save reminder setting. And you can also go back and click on your data policies. For this data policy and terms of service, you can decide to toggle this on to show your data policy and terms of service. You can also decide to link to your data policy here. You can add the link in here, and you can add in your legal company name. So you can turn this off if you do not want it, and you can click on save legal settings. So when you click on save, you can go back, and in payments, you can be able to activate your Stripe account so that you can receive payments for the meetings that will be booked. And when you activate your Stripe account, you can start collecting payments when people want to book a call. This is good if you want to set up consultations, and you want to set up trainings and all of those stuff. You can have that activated